Never ending. So they called off the rain for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, but there's rain for Thursday and Friday. But as you can see from that, and I'm actually at the top end of the field, which was the last stuff cut. Just so happens I'm at this end working. But because it's dry tomorrow, and I figured, look at this stuff. It's hammered into the ground. I tried lifting out with the baler to fluff it up. The baler couldn't get up out of the ground. So, back to Old Faithful. Do this field another time. So, this is now kind of like the first cut. This is mitigating damage to the third cut. So I need to get this moved. So because it might not go tomorrow, and there is supposed to be rain Thursday and maybe Friday, I figured I'll do every second. Like I'm doing them in groups, just by the way that the rake puts it to one side. So yeah, between picking bales and piling poop, and we're getting ready to haul the open, freaking gophers. The open cast cows, hopefully are going tomorrow. That'll be one less thing for me to do during the day. I figured I would go and just jump every second row and flick one side over, at least that way it's drying and it'll save me some time when the weather does pass. Because like I said, I still have a headland here. So that makes things a little bit more complicated. But hopefully that will go tomorrow. As you can see there, there's bleaching under that stuff, and that stuff has already been raked. So yeah, fun and games. Anyway, and then there's stuff like that hanging around. And yeah, every morning I got a call this morning from Neighborman. Hey Neighborman. And yeah, we had a half a dozen calves out on the gravel road because we're at that time of year again, everybody. Satan's little helpers like to break out. Anyway, so yeah, I went out to get the quad, and yeah, it's like there was a downpour first thing in the morning. The dew is so heavy, the whole place is soaked. So that's how you end up with a swath that's actually lower than the regrowth. Awesome. Okay, get at her. So it wouldn't be drama at the Shire if it wasn't the Shire and it wasn't us. So gonna hopefully get the baling, those headlands baled off today, before that shows up, because they're supposed to start raining at supper, and it's supposed to rain chances off and on through tonight and then all of tomorrow. Awesome. What are we doing today? So, I'll turn you around in a second. So, what you see here is, everyone say, hi Bones! Yeah, she's not leaving because she doesn't have any cartilage left in her pelvis, so she sounds like 2x4s falling down wooden stairs when she walks. Yeah. She's gonna get retired. So, we have 10 cull cows. Basically half of them are feeder cows, so they'll be going to pasture. Some of them will just be staying in another pen somewhere, and then they'll be heading off to the big fancy place that we won't talk about, like some of the older cows, like her, and the ancient one. I won't say that too loud because her daughter's right over there. What we're looking at, the problem here is the youngster here. She's only, this is her 4th year. She's 3 years old. She had 2 kicks at the cat. She's not supposed to be in here. She's supposed to be in here with Bones because she's going to the freezer. Well, why is she in here? Because she's in there. No, that wasn't a mistake. This is Coda, everybody. I think we introduced her in the Getting to Know the Ladies video. Coda is called Coda because of Kodiak. When she gives birth, she sounds like a Kodiak bear. Now, she kept putting out show. She even created a bit of a booby bag there. She did that a couple of weeks ago. And then her hoochie mama came back in, and we figured she mummified. Because she's old and, you know, stuff happens. Anyway, long story short, I went to start bringing them up. And for all those in the cattling world, know what that means. Itchy hoochie. No, it's not an Asian restaurant, Itchy hoochie, or Asian cream for infections in the nether, yeah? No, it looks like our Coda is, after all, gonna have a baby. Pretty strong chance. Like, look how far she has dropped. Yeah, that's not all just food. So, talked to our buyer. We switched out youngster for the oldster. Mitigate, that way we're shipping 10 because there's a truck coming to pick them up and it takes 10. And there's a whole bunch of rigmarole about finding freezer space, not freezer space, but processing space at our local locker plant. So, as long as Coda has a baby, yeah, that's going to be that. So, Phantom leaves with the rest of them. So, half an hour. So they're just feeding up because we got 4% shrinkage on these suckers. And they're not hurting. They're in good shape. They've been in here since last year, feeding silage. So, and the prices are quite good right now. Cull cows are decent, high 90s. Feeder prices are pretty good. They're like $1.05, $1.10, kind of in that range. So, yeah, that's what we're about to do. We're waiting for the truck and trailer to show up and chuck these all on, because their trailer can take all 10, whereas my trailer, we could only do it in two groups of 5, because I think 7 is as many cows. 7 if you squeeze them can fit into my 16-footer. So yeah, that's where we're at. Bring you back if there's drama. Hey, Bones. So yeah, raked up last night. And look at it. You wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it with your own effing eyes. Packed right back down onto the ground. Yeah, and this baler is starting to do my gosh darn head in. Yeah, look, it's sticking to the rolls. Absolutely doing my nut in. First bale didn't take a wrap. Not because the net wrap caught on the rubber roll from being sticky. No, it stuck onto this shiny roller. The net wrap stuck on it. You know where it can stick it. Honest to gosh. You're about ready to jack her in. Honestly. About ready to jack her in. It's humid as all hell. You see, that's the thing is, it was raked to there. That's just where it was raked to that left that bleach. So you can imagine what that stuff's like. Yeah, and it's turning black underneath. And the stems are still waxy, but everything else is just crumbling to dust. So screw it, it's getting put in a bale and it can soak itself out. I'm done. I'm done, I tell you, I'm done! So yeah, this is up at the other end where I was raking the other side of every second row, ready to pair them up. Like I said, I was raking last night. So you can see, raked, not raked. So that shows you what happens in one night of dew. Or dew, or whatever you want to call it. That's one night, that's what happens. Every time. Yeah, see there's the rake. You look across there, can you see the rake bros? No. So yeah, I don't know what, because by the time the dew is off in the app, like it takes till lunchtime. There's no wind and the humidity is so high. And then you end up, when you get raking later, it rolls up into rolls instead of staying fluffy. So yeah, whinging and whining, that's all I seem to do. Stop your whinging, Abby. Okay, I'm gonna go and climb in the swimming pool with a tequila and just get hammered drunk. Or I'll go get the rake and just start flipping the other rows, because as you can see here, yeah, there's rain coming, but there's also swaths doing damage to my crop underneath. So, oh yeah, there's the bale. No wrap on it. Yeah! Don't like it, mommy. Well. What do you do? Just get going. Just get on. Get on. Yeah, there's the problem that we're running into. Doing this without going off road. See how white that is? That's the longest lane stuff. But look how the new crop is growing up through the old swath already. Yeah, it's been over a week. But this new alfalfa is growing quite aggressively. So, like I said, there's a very strong chance it's going to rain either tonight and tomorrow, or just tomorrow. So why am I raking? Because of that color. Yeah, what would one more day matter? Well, the thing is, it's today, it's going to rain tomorrow, and then probably the next day is going to be damp, so it's going to be drying down time. So even if we do get a wind, it's going to take all of the next day. So then you're looking at another 2 days anyway before I can even look at raking. Meanwhile, some of that stuff is white as can be, which means the plant is dying. And I need to be thinking about third cut. Like, look at this, where some of the stuff is like really heavy. Like I said, we're looking at there could be permanent damage there. So, I'm gonna keep raking until I can't rake anymore. And you never know, that might be a miracle. Might get back out before the rain comes tonight and get these rows up at least. And welcome back to a new day, a new dawn, a better outlook. So, I owe you all a big apology. Yesterday, I had a sucky day. Even Piper Doug has those. Just where everything just seems like it's piling up and stinks like the you-know-what. So, yeah, now that that's out of the way, you know, one of those where I had an adult temper tantrum, I had to go and chase calves out of this field and move the cows into their new field. That and the bales were getting tough, and there was a storm coming. Storm didn't really materialize. Still a chance today, but as you'll notice, oh, wind. So, like I said, I apologize. Yesterday, the last video segments you would have seen were quite doom and gloom. Suck it up, Piper Doug. Yes, that's true. A lot of people have it worse off than I do. Anyway, so getting on with the raking. Hopefully once this afternoon passes, I've got a big window to get all of this raked and at least make some kind of bales off of it, and at least get them out of here to let this field come back. So, I'm going to upload you an early video this week, and I'm going to leave you with a joke. So, Old Ed has a bull. The bull's gone cross-eyed. They can't figure it out. The vet, he's like, I've never seen this before. The bull's cross-eyed, he can't see which direction he's going, he can't mount the cows, he can't get anything done. He's useless. Nothing they can do. Next thing, one of his neighbours, old Brandon there, he stops by, having a few beers, and he's like, I'll sort you, bull, don't you worry nothing about that. So, he goes back out to his truck, and he grabs a section of rubber hose. Nothing special about it, just a piece of hose. So he goes over, and here's the bull in the pen in the shed there, and he's okay. So just you've got to do this exactly like I do it. Okay. Turn my revs down. So Brandon sticks one end of the hose in the bull's bum hole, just far enough in, and then he puts the other end of the hose in his mouth, and he gives a little blow, just a little one. Boom! The bull's left eye straight. It's like a miracle. What the heck? Ed, absolutely blown away. Brandon, let's face it, the two of them have had a few beers at this point. Brandon turns around, hands Ed the hose, and says, now you do it. That way I know you've got how this works. You do it, and you'll get the other eye straight, and you'll be back to all the hair, it'll be good. So Ed's like, wow, okay, yeah. So Ed grabs the hose, and he turns it around so that the bull's end is to Ed's mouth. Brandon's looking at Ed and goes, what the heck are you doing? Ed goes, I'm not putting that end in my mouth. That's had your mouth on it. Anyway, so, like I said, I've got to get on with this, and we'll upload this video tonight. So hopefully you'll have a video in the morning. If the Wi-Fi, we've actually got a friend working on our Wi-Fi right now. So, I better away. I've got the crop insurance guy coming to visit me in the field. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Taddy bye. Well, bollocks.